Praise to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Today's class is given by His Grace Pran Govind Prabhuji. We are reading Caitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila, chapter 6, 243 onwards. Prabhuji, please take over the call, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for your valuable association. Thank you,
Thank
Prabhuji.
you. Thank you, Mata. Hare Krishna. Can you all hear me?
Yes, Prabhuji, we can hear you.
Thank you. So we'll begin with invoking the special mantra that Srila Prabhupada gave you. Very simple, you all know. You can chant together if you would like. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gora Bhakta Brinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Brinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Brinda. So we are reading from Antya Lila Chaitanya Charitamrita chapter 6, verse beginning from 243. So what I was going to do, just read the Bengalis verses. It's very sweet, and then we will read the translation, all sequence. So this way we'll have a easy way to see how it is unfolding the pastimes. So if you have a book or you have already in the computer. Sabalaya Kaila Prabhu Gundi Chamarjana Sabalaya Kaila Prabhu Banna Bhojana Ratha Jatrai Sabalaya Karila Nartana Dekhi Raghunathir Chamatkar Haila Mana Raghunath Das Jabe Sabare Milila Advaita Acharya Tare Bahu Kripa Kaila. We'll go all the way to 275 because there is no purport. I will stop when the purport begins. Raghunath Das Jabe Savare Milila Advaita Acharya Tare Bahu Kripa Kaila Shivananda Sen Tare Kahena Vivaran Tumalaite Tumar Pita Pathaila 10 jan Tumare Pathaite Patri Pathailo Mure Jakara haite tuma na paiya gela ghare chari mas rahi pra bhakta gana gore gela suni Raghunathir pita manusya pathaila se manusya Shivananda senere puchila Mahaprabhu sthane ek boiragi dekhila Govardhaner putra तेहो नाम रघुनाथ नीलाचले परिचय आछे तुम्हारा साथ शिवानंद कहे तेहु है प्रभुर स्थाने परम विख्यात तेहु केवा नहीं जाने स्वरूपेर स्थाने तारे करियाछि समर्पण प्रभुर भक्तगणे तेहु है प्राणसम रात्रि दिन करे तेहु नाम संकीर्तन स्कन मात्र नहीं छाड़े प्रभुर चरण परम वैराग्यतार नाही भक्ष परिधान जैछे तैछे आहार करी राखे परान दश दंड रात्रि गेले पुष्पांजलि देखिया सिंह धारे खारा हाय आहार लागिया केह जदि दे तबे करए बक्षन तब उपवास कबुच करए चारबन एत सुनी से मनुष्य गोवर्धन स्थाने कहिला गिया सब रघुनाथेर विवरणे सुनी तार माता पिता दुखित हईल पुत्र ठाई द्रव्य मनुष्य पाठाइते मन कैल 400 मुद्रा 2 भृत्य 1 ब्राह्मण शिवानंदे ठाई पाठाइल तत्क्षण শিবানন্দ কহে তুমি সব যাইতে নারিবা, আমি যাই যাবে আমার সঙ্গে যাইবা, এবে ঘর যাহ যাবে আমি সব চলিমু, তবে তোমার সভাকারে সঙ্গে লইয়া যামু। এই তো প্রস্তাবে শ্রী কবি কর্ণপুর, রঘুনাথ মহিমা গ্রন্থে লিখিলা প্রচুর। আচার্য যদনন্দন সুমধুর শ্রী বাসুদেব প্রিয়, সুচ্ছেস্য রঘুনাথ ইত্যাদি গুণ প্রণাধিক মদৃশম, শ্রী চৈতন্য কৃপাতিরেক সতত স্নিগ্ধ স্বরূপানুগ বৈরাগ্য সরি নির্দিকস্য বিদিত নীলাচলে তিষ্ঠতম, সর্বলোকে মনোবিরোচ্য সৌভাগ্য ভুবা কাচিৎ কৃষ্টপোচ্ছ, যত্রায়মার ন তুল্য কালম তৎপ্রেম সাখী ফলবান তুল্য। শিবানন্দ জয়ছে সেই মনস্যে কহিলা, কর্ণপুর সেই রূপে শ্লোক বর্ণিলা। বর্ষান্তরে শিবানন্দ চলে নীলাচলে, রঘুনাথের সেবক বিপ্র তার সঙ্গে চলে। সেই বিপ্র বৃত্তচারী শত মুদ্রা লইয়া, নীলাচলে রঘুনাথে মিলিলা আসিয়া। রঘুনাথ দাস অঙ্গীকার না করিল, দ্রব্য লইয়া দুইজন তাহাই রহিল। তবে রঘুনাথ করি অনেকে যতন, মাসে 2 দিন কইলা প্রভুর নিমন্ত্রণ। 2 নিমন্ত্রণে লাগে কৌড়ি অষ্টপন, ব্রাহ্মণ ভিত্ত ঠাঁই করে নেত গ্রহণ। এই মত নিমন্ত্রণ বর্ষ 2 কইলা, পাছে রঘুনাথ নিমন্ত্রণ ছাড়ি দিলা। মাস 2 যাবে রঘুনাথ না করে নিমন্ত্রণ, স্বরূপে পুছিলা তবে সচিরানন্দন। রঘু কেনে আমায় নিমন্ত্রণ ছাড়ি দিল, স্বরূপ কহে মনে কিছু বিচার করিল। বিষয়ী দ্রব্য লইয়া করে নিমন্ত্রণ, প্রসন্ন না হয় ইহাই জানি প্রভুর মন। Now the next verse has a good amount of purport. This is the first purport Prabhupada writes, so we are going to, where Prabhupada felt to clear this conception of this beautiful pastime of Mahaprabhu. So we will see how it is relevant to our life right now. So last verse is 275 for today. Mora chitta drabya laite na hai nirmal, ei nimantrana dekhi pratishtha matra phal. So we read the translation quick. At this time, as he had previously done, he cleansed the Gundicha temple and held a picnic feast in the garden with devotees. The Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again danced with the devotees during the Ratha Jatra festival. Seeing this, Raghunath Das was struck with wonder. When Raghunath Das met all the devotees, Advaita Acharya showed him great mercy. He also met Shivananda Sen, who informed him, your father sent 10 men to take you away. He wrote me a letter asking me to send you back, but when those 10 men received no information about you, they returned home from Jankara. When all the devotees from Bengal returned home after staying at Jagannath Puri for 4 months, Raghunath Das's father heard about their arrival, therefore sent a man to Sivananda Sen. That man inquired from Sivananda Sen, did you see anyone in the renounced order at the residence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? That person is Raghunath Das, the son of Govardhan Majumdar. Did you meet him in Nilachal? Sivananda Sen replied, yes, sir. Raghunath Das is with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and is a very famous man. Who does not know him? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has placed him under the charge of Sarup Damodar. Raghunath Das has become just like the life of the Lord's devotee. He chants the Hare Krishna Mahamantra all day and night. He never gives up the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, not even for a moment. He is the supreme order of renounced order life. Indeed, he does not care about eating and dressing. Somehow or other, he eats and maintains his life. After 10 dandas, 4 hours, of the night have passed, and Raghunath Das has seen the performance of Puspanjali. He stands at the Singhadar gate to beg some alms to eat. He eats if someone gives him something to eat. Sometimes he fasts, and sometimes he chews fried grains. After hearing this, the messenger returned to Govardhan Majumdar and informed him all about Raghunath Das. Hearing the description of Raghunath Das's behavior in the renounced order, his father and mother were very unhappy. Therefore, they decided to send Raghunath some man with goods for his comfort. Raghunath Das's father immediately sent 400 coins, 2 servants, and 1 brahmana to Shivananda Sen. Those days, 1 coin, just to make it 1 point, 1 coin is enough to buy 1 acre land. And would grow enough vegetable that you could live whole life. I was doing little research that how much money his father father and uncle is to make. 2 million coin. That's you're talking about 2 million people could survive whole life just from the land they could buy with that money. That rich Raghunath Das was born with. He eats if someone gives him something to eat. Sometimes he fasts. Sometimes he chews fried grains. After hearing this, the messenger returned to Govardhan Majumdar and informed him all about Raghunath Das. Hearing the description of Raghunath Das's behavior in the renounced order, his father and mothers were very unhappy. Therefore, they decided to send Raghunath some man with goods for his comfort. Raghunath Das's father immediately sent 400 coins, 2 servants, and 1 brahmana to Sivananda Sen. Sivananda Sen informed them, "You cannot go to Jagannath Puri directly. When I go there, you may accompany me." Just in case if you wonder why they could not go straight there and see. It is not a physical proximity. Even though Mahaprabhu was in Jagannath Puri, but he's covered by Yogamaya. Even if somebody goes to temple, doesn't mean they can see the deity. It has to be allowed, permitted. Krishna himself revealed this to Dhritarashtra, who told that if you can remove my blindness so I can see. Krishna said, it is not the blindness or the eye can see. It is my sanction. Then translation Prabhupada writes, "Now go home. When all of us go, I shall take all of you with me." Describing this incident, the great poet Sri Kavi Karnapur has written extensively about the glorious activities of Raghunath Das in his Chaitanya Chandrodaya Natakam. Raghunath Das is a disciple of Jadunandan Acharya, who is very gentle and is extremely dear to Vasudev Datta, a resident of Kanchanapalli. Because of Raghunath Das's transcendental qualities, he is always more dear than life for all of us devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Since he has been favored by the abundant mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is always pleasing, vividly providing a superior example for the renounced order. These very dear followers of Sarup Damodar Goswami is the ocean of renunciation. who among the residents of Nilachal, Jagannath Puri, does not know him very well? This verse is from Chaitanya Chandradaya Natakam of Kavi Karnapur. Because he is very pleasing to all the devotees, Raghunath Das Goswami easily became like the fertile earth of good fortune, in which it was suitable for the seed of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his sown. At the same time, that seed sown, it grew into a matchless tree of the love of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and produced fruit. This is the next verse of Chaitanya Chandradaya Nataka. In the verses, the great poet Kavi Karnapur gives the same information that Shivananda Sen conveyed to the messenger from Raghunath Das's father. The next year, when Shivananda Sen was going to Jagannath Puri, as usual, the servant and the Brahmana, who was a cook, went with him. The servant and the Brahmana brought 400 coins to Jagannath Puri. There they met Raghunath Das. Raghunath Das did not accept the money and the man sent by his father. Therefore, the Brahmana and one of the servants stayed there with the money. At that time, Raghunath Das began inviting Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to his house with great attention for 2 days every month. That's a Dadashi day, after Ekadashi day. The cost for these 2 occasions was 640 kauris. Kauris means like little shells, kauris. Therefore, those were the currency those days. Therefore, he would take that much from the servant and the Brahmana. Raghunath Das continued to invite Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this way for 2 years. But at the end of the 2nd year, he stopped. When Raghunath Das neglected to invite Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for 2 consecutive months, the Lord, the son of Sachi, questioned Sarup Damodar. The Lord asked, "Why has Raghunath Das stopped inviting me?" Sarup Damodar replied, "He must have reconsidered something in his mind. I invite Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by accepting goods from materialistic people. I know that the Lord's mind is not satisfied by this." Translation, today's verse. My consciousness is impure because I accept all these goods from people who are interested only in pounds, shillings, and pence. Therefore, by these kinds of invitation, I get only some material reputation. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur remarks that people who are under the bodily conception of life are called materialists. If we accept the offering of such people, place them before the Lord, and invite Vaishnavas to partake of the prasadam, that attempts will gain us only a material reputation, not the actual benefit of the service to a pure Vaishnava. Let me read this sentence again, because this is a lot of us in this world, we do sometime, hopefully, not all time. If we accept Srila Prabhupada translate of his Guru Maharaj's comment, the offering of such people, place them before the Lord and invite Vaishnavas to partake of the prasadam, that attempts will gain us only a material reputation, not the actual benefit of service to a pure Vaishnava. One should therefore try to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead by fully surrendering at his lotus feet. If one engages for the service of the Lord, whatever money one has honestly earned, that is spiritual service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the spiritual master and the Vaishnavas. Very beautiful. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Vishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Paschata Deshatari. Vancha Kalpataruvesya Kripa Sindhavaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaurava. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Thank you, dear devotees, Prabhus and mothers. First of all, I'm very grateful to be here with you all, that out of affection and mercy you have engaged me to serve you with this part of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And I am eternally grateful to Srila Prabhupada that he has created a beautiful Sangha association of those serious, sincere devotees by whose association, because of they have bhakti and they have such a strong conviction, determination, I will also have that. And I thank to Srila Prabhupada for making this beautiful Krishna conscious society group of devotees, where six loving exchange, as Rupa Goswami Pad writes, can be performed, and that's how you will obtain ultimate goal, Krishna Prema. So in this chapter, Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami at the end, he writes one verse, very sweet. He writes, Ei to kahilu Raghunathir milan, iha je sune pai Chaitanya charan. I'm greedy for that. Let me see the Prabhupada's translation exactly on that. Srila Prabhupada translate, thus I have described the meeting of Raghunath Das with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone who hears about this incident attains the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Just by hearing this chapter, we can get love of God. What more can we ask? Question may arise that what is our ultimate goal? Is it the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Yes, in one sense, yes. Another sense, it is a biomedia. Because it is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is that personality who felt to give love of God to this Kali Yuga fallen souls. Sometime, I think sometime, am I fallen? Mind does not convince. Intelligence says yes. Mind thinks I'm fine. I have a nice house, nice home, nice car. Everything is good. There is a cold weather. We have a heater. All kinds of. But actually fallen is not calculation of sensual perception. Fallen in a sense that I supposed to be all the time happy in devotional service, pleasing the Lord. Am I doing that? That's almost difficult. But by the mercy of Prabhupada, yes, we are trying to do that. But majority people where I live in Florida are not doing. They are all karmis or gyanis. Well, they're not even gyanis, very few, mostly karmis. Mostly is not even karmis. They are bikarmis, akarmis, bikarmis. They are not even regular karmis because they don't follow the injunction of Shastra. They don't lead their life by that. They just eat whatever they think, whether it's violence or non-violence, it doesn't matter. They just eat whatever. It's a bikarmi. So these are the fallen condition that nobody cares for their ultimate destination. Nobody cares for their spiritual, constitutional position. They're just oblivious. Maya has covered such a nice way. Even the pig is eating stool and it doesn't think anything wrong in it. So similarly, the human being in this planet right now, beside the devotees, they don't even see anything wrong they're doing. They think that's what the life's supposed to be. So Maya has done her job. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is coming down that we have to declare war against Maya. And that's what Srila Prabhupada has started. He's our commander-chief. We are following him under his sincere, serious devotee. Those who are ISKCON leaders, wonderfully, they have dedicated their life. They have taken so much risk. So all these leaders, they have taken so much risk. Without risk, there is no gain either. Prabhupada has taken so much risk. Mahaprabhu has taken so much risk just to make life successful and engaging others to come to Krishna consciousness. So this chapter demonstrates how we can relate to our constitutional position just by hearing these topics through the eye of Siddhanta and Sadhu Sanga's perception, we can revive our dormant love. It says in Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur book, Jata jata gaura padara binde binde ta bhakti krita punna rasi tatha tatha sarapati ridi akasmat radha padhambuja sudhamburasi. Some or other, if a conditioned soul come in contact with the sadhu sangha or association of sadhus, then he gradually progress, and as he pile up more bhakti unmukhi sukriti, then he will start worshipping the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by chanting holy name. And then as he progress, all of a sudden he will feel that a natural, distasteful mood develops in the heart. That means I'm progressing, distasteful to the sense enjoyment. When, how? The proportion to their acceptance of Krishna consciousness or acceptance of chanting and hearing about Krishna. And then the mood that Raghunath Das Goswami is exhibiting, that also will manifest each of us, whether we are in America or in India or anywhere. When we are following Prabhupada's formula, this sadhan bhakti, then just like Raghunath Das Goswami says here, Mahasampadada vadapi patitam uddharet kripaya. Oh Mahaprabhu, I feel I'm so fallen. It's very funny. If we keep on saying this, I'm fallen, fallen, even though I may not feel it, actually start making it like we start feeling it. Of course, it's the association and chanting and sadhan bhakti, all combination. Actually, we do feel, a lot of devotees do feel that they're fallen. They don't see anymore that I'm better than anybody. It's like I'm fallen. And those karmis are not fortunate enough. That's the only difference. I'm not better than them, but I'm fortunate by the mercy of Guru Vaishnava that I have come to Krishna consciousness. And they actually feel, this is exactly Raghunath Das Goswami prayed. in this chapter, this famous verse, Raghunath Das Goswami's grateful attitude to Mahaprabhu, what attracted Mahaprabhu ultimately of all this renunciation. That he actually expressed that he has fallen, the lowest of man he feels. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you have delivered me. Sarupe jasiye kunjam apimam neshamuditaha. That when I came to your lotus feet, I did not know whether it's proper or improper. What do I expect? What's supposed to happen? But I feel some attraction to come. We all felt like, but then we miss it for a while, few years, few decades for some people, and then they come back and they feel like, no, I want to dive into it. And he said, when I came, you are so merciful. You picked me up and handed over to Sarup Damodar to take care of me. You have given me a beautiful garland, a small conch shell that you were wearing on your chest, and a beautiful Govardhan Shila that you would bathe him, not with milk, curd, honey, and all this, but with your own tears every day. Mahaprabhu would bathe that Shalagram Shila. And you gave it to me. And as Raghunath Das Goswami was pleading like this, and he was expressing his feeling, he was overwhelmed with his emotion. And now I feel the highest achievement. What is it? That awaken in my heart for you. He did not say Radha Krishna. Sanatana Goswami Pad even says, I don't know Krishna, but I do know you because you have come and delivered. So we can also practically do this every day. Who has brought you to Krishna consciousness? Your sister-in-law, brother-in-law, father, son, somebody, some devotee? Appreciate. See Mahaprabhu behind that devotee, behind that relative, not that relative, not that devotee. You appreciate also that devotee, but Mahaprabhu is behind. This is Raghunath Das Goswami's vision. So the highest achievement right now is the attraction for Mahaprabhu. Sometime we had a procession. We used to have a procession in Mayapur, Gaurnitai one time within Mayapur in early 80s. And I remember, but I did not talk about the deity that they came out. When Krishna was coming out, leaving the Hastinapur or coming to Dwarka or leaving Dwarka, millions of devotees, they cry and that's all they talk. How his earring looks like, how his garland looks like, how he smile. They just shedding tears. I was not doing that. I regret now. Even when I see the deity like leaving the temple, do I feel separation? But they still do. The Brajabashis, every moment they do. This is we can cultivate every day in our own altar. Do we miss them? Why not? As Gaur Govinda Maharaj said, we should open a school to learn how to cry for the Lord. Srila Prabhupada in text chapter 10 in Nectar of Devotion, he says that the tears that we shed from the mesmerized by the Krishna's quality or Mahaprabhu's merciful affection that he arranged these issues. Just like this morning, one devotee, one Prabhupada's disciple, Shankar Prabhu, we are a very good friend, and his car had a big problem. It had to be towed. But I said, are you okay? He said, yeah, everything somehow or other taken care so well. I was like shocked that how come everything is like somebody came, helped me, doing this. It's like everything. I said, it's Prabhupada, Mahaprabhu is behind. He said, yeah, I do feel. This is not some imagination. This is reality that we have to see every day happening in our life. Whatever it is, it's all positive. We have to pull that positiveness out of that because it is arranged. When you have taken initiation, when you have accepted Krishna consciousness, just like Arjuna has surrendered, he says, Shishyaste aham shadimam tam prapannam 2.7, that I have surrendered to you. Please help me, tell me what to do. And after 2-3 verses, he said, I won't be able to fight. Are, you just said you will surrender, and now you're saying you cannot fight. What kind of surrender is this? This is how surrender is. You look at the Bhagavad Gita. Even in the middle of the battlefield, Arjuna's son died. Arjuna started crying. He was emotional, sentiment, so much. Prabhupada said, that is normal. When you have a relationship even amongst the devotee, amongst the family member, that's normal. But what Krishna consciousness beauty is, did Arjuna give up fighting? No. Did Arjuna give up listening Krishna? No. That is Krishna consciousness. Not that we reject the world or family or relationship or whatever, neighbors. Srila Prabhupada was so genius. In Japan, when Prabhupada went, there was a little problem with the neighbor, this elderly lady. And some or other devotee watched that Prabhupada was conversing. He saw that she is like trying to make a little obstacle on the road to go in and out. But she said, oh, you probably need some help. He was so kind. He did not, say anything like Krishna consciousness. He was very kind. And that it changed lady's heart. So like that, we don't have to like impose Krishna consciousness on others, but by our own life behavior, it will demonstrate and attract people to be Krishna consciousness. As Prabhupada answered to Bhagavan Das's question, that when we chant together in a temple, is everybody getting the same benefit of chanting? Prabhupada did not say yes or no. You can look at in the database. He said, proportion to your conscious acceptance means how much you believe, how much you have faith, how much you really respect these pastimes, how much you really started accepting. Accepting means you actually trust what Chaitanya Chaitamrita is explaining. You're not doubting. That's why it's called Apandasa, Barandasa. It began from Sravandasa. And then it will take you to pure Krishna consciousness, Prem Bhakti. So this is very important. Today's subject matter about prasadam. So I thought, because it is so relevant to our day-to-day life, as Prabhupada mentioned the purport, I'm going to just read one more time. That line, if we accept the offerings of such people, place them before the Lord and invite Vaishnava to partake of prasadam, that attempt will gain us only a material reputation, not actual benefit of service to a pure Vaishnava. One should therefore try to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead by fully surrendering at his lotus feet. This is very, very, very important, because this Krishna consciousness movement, Prabhupada in couple of times, actually, one time Prabhupada said, this religion that we follow is actually kitchen religion. Kitchen religion. Instead of Krishna consciousness, Prabhupada said kitchen religion, because Prabhupada I don't mean to be very heavy, but one lecture I was listening of Prabhupada in Hyderabad. I have it recorded here. And it's very painful to see that some devotee misunderstood Prabhupada's mood. Prabhupada said actually prasadam has to be always first class. Even though here we see that prasadam, but actually prasadam is not the renunciation of prasadam. It is the inner intention, what Mahaprabhu is focusing on Sarup Raghunath Das Goswami's life. This is very nice, key point. It is not the luxury food or not food. It is the intention behind. And Mahaprabhu was checking and Mahaprabhu was happy. He said, Vairagya, because Vairagya, Mahaprabhu Bhaktagane Vairagya Pradhan Jaha Dekhi Pitahan Gaur Bhagavan. That Mahaprabhu is happy by the seeing the Vairagya of Bhakta. Vairagya does not mean the rejecting the world. Vairagya does not mean you are not involved in the opulence of material world. Vairagya means your intention behind your possession, behind your action, behind your relation. What is your understanding? What is your mentality? This is what Mahaprabhu demonstrate. Because Pundarik Vidyanidhi was a rich person. You can go on. King Prataprutta was rich. He's a king. There's so many rich persons who got mercy, direct mercy of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu did not ever reject them. But he tried to establish the principle, Yukta Vairagya. And Mahaprabhu even told that Rupa Goswami Pad has understood what I have come to give, Sri Chaitanya Manovishtam. And Rupa Goswami Pad gave the whole Krishna consciousness foundation based on Yukta Vairagya, not Falgu Vairagya, not Morkat Vairagya or all other 5 types of Vairagya, fake Vairagya. But Yukta Vairagya is Anashaktasya Vishayan Jataraham Upajunjata. So, how we should see this? First of all, let's see from a, as the purport gave, Prabhupada gives, from an ordinary level. Will God, first of all, does Krishna needs anything from conditioned soul? Well, he's performing Lila with the eternal associate. Does he need anything from conditioned soul? No. Can conditioned soul offer anything? No. Because why? Because they have contamination. They have 3 modes of material nature. Krishna is a pure Suddha Sattva, can never connect. And instead, Prahlad Maharaj, he quoted this in Bhagavatam 7.9.11, and Prabhupada explained this very nicely. Naeva Atmana Prabhu Nijolava Purna Manam Jana Avidusha Karuna Vinite Jajjat Jana Bhagavati Vidadita Manam Tachat Atmane Prati Mukhasya Mukhasri. So Naeva Atmana Prabhu Nijolava Purna. Nijolava Purna means he is self-satisfied. Krishna does not need anything. First of all, from the conditioned soul. And in the spiritual world, he needs because he reciprocates. Because they want to offer, he takes it and then he offers back and they go back and forth. Duhe Kora Hura Hori, the gopis and Krishna. But conditioned soul does not have anything. What is that? Abhidusha, dosha means fault. They have a cheating propensity, mistakes, imperfect senses, inattentiveness, all these 4 defects. We have to, first of all, we have to examine our own heart. Am I happy all the time, 24 hours a day? If I'm not happy, that means I'm conditioned soul. Let's come to the base. If I'm not happy, I'm conditioned soul. Just accept it. Conditioned soul means 4 defects, period. Well, devotee don't have this. Yes, pure devotee don't have. But when ordinary person like me comes to Krishna consciousness, I'm still carrying those in my consciousness, those 4 defects. The idea is it will disappear eventually, but still probably there. So Prahlad Maharaj says, because avidusha, you have a fault, you cannot. But he gives a very secret. He says, Karunao Brinite. But if you offer something to Lord, anybody offers anytime to Lord, on that sloka base, Krishna will accept. Why? Because he's Karunamay. Because he's merciful, he does not need anything. And if you look at the Prabhupada's translation, Prabhupada said the Lord does not need any service from anyone. He said clearly. And Prabhupada also translated like this. But he will accept it and give the benefit to the person who offered it. So with proper guidance, anyone can turn ordinary food into spiritual substance, isn't? Yes. On the base of that sloka, anybody, meat eater or anybody, has a willingness to offer something to God, he can. Of course, they have to abide by some rules. Like in Golden Gate, Rathayatra, one homeless guy, well, homeless, I mean, he's a poor guy. I mean, I would say hippie guy. We don't know if he's a homeless or hippie or mixed of both. He was so emotional seeing Prabhupada on the chariot, Subhadra's chariot, and the kirtan was going so wonderful. Prabhupada was smiling everyone. And people started giving Prabhupada some money, flour, this and this. This guy didn't have anything much. And you may think deeply, that what did he give? He had a 2 hot dog he just bought. That's all he could afford. And he was eating one and he was holding the other fresh one. And he was almost all of a sudden, he had tears in his eye and he came to offer to Prabhupada. Prabhupada noticed it. And of course, Swal Swami immediately says, no, we don't take. Prabhupada noticed it. Prabhupada said, that's all right, take it. Not that Prabhupada is not accepting the hot dog, but that man is so emotional, he has no idea what to offer. But that's all he has. He didn't know anything else. So he offered that and Prabhupada took it. Of course, later on they throw it or fed to the dog or something because it's violence food. But Prabhupada was expressing his compassionate mood that people are ignorant, they don't know. But even if they follow, they will be benefited. So on that base, we have to consider the phenomenon of something changing from material to spiritual. You may think religious people, I saw in Bengal, from Mayapur to Calcutta during Durga Puja, how much they were trying to force us to eat this Durga Puja prasad. I remember one time I had a big problem. We were coming in a car, 4 of us, and of course we had a good reason. At that time I did not understand the philosophy well. I still don't understand, but by the mercy of Prabhupada, I understand why we don't take from outside worshipper. Demigods are also devotee. It's not that we don't take, but the person who is offering the demigod is a Mayavadis or Smartas or Sahajiyas. They are not pure devotee at all. So I don't know if God ever takes from them. And demigods are satisfied only by the prasadam from the Vishnu. They do not take anything for their own enjoyment. They are like a bank teller. You may give $100,000 cash, and this girl at the bank, at the booth, she may be counting very nicely, talking with you, smiling, but she's not keeping even $1 for herself. She's putting in your account for, she's like a biomedia in a sense. So similarly, demigods are like this. Demigods are not happy of taking for them. So they offer it to Vishnu, but the mood that they have, the offerer, is not, I would say 99% is Mayavadis. So it is never sanctified food. But in Krishna consciousness philosophy, that even a karmi offer the food with this base, Krishna will accept because he's offering to Vishnu. with that understanding. So in the early days, even in Canada, one devotee was telling that how he would go to college and he would demonstrate, and he asked Prabhupada if it is okay. He would tell the students, look, this matter, the banana, these fruits, it will become spiritualized, material to spiritualize right in front of you. And they all gathered. So he made a beautiful altar. They had like a traveling altar, put a beautiful altar, and he chanted the mantra. He put some tulasi leaves on the fruits, and he chanted the mantra to Prabhupada, and he asked Prabhupada to accept it and offer it to Gaurnitai. And they chanted Hare Krishna Mahamantra for some time. And after that, now this food is no more material. It transformed into spiritual. And you will have only pious credit, only good. But if you did not offer, you would have a bad. And he was demonstrating how the sin is occurring without offering. But if you offer it, it transforms into spiritual piety. And not only that, it will ultimately benefit your consciousness and you'll go back to eternal abode. So he was expressing like this, very nicely demonstrating. And he explained that also and then Prabhupada also explained to him that this knowledge is the king of education. Pratyaksha avagamam dharmam, this pratyaksha, directly you can perceive. Krishna consciousness is not just a philosophy in the sky, it is reality where we are in our day-to-day dealings. You can literally cook and offer it, and you see that how material turn into, rice, dal, or whatever the vegetable turn into spiritual substance right in front of you by the mercy. So this is very important. Krishna even says in Bhagavad Gita, Prasade sarva dukkhanam hani asopajayate. Receiving the mercy, Lord, destroy all our misery. So when we eat, we feel elated. Prasadam destroy the result of our past sinful activities. After honoring Prasadam for over 4 decades, I see that. Not that falsely proud, but genuinely feeling, yes, there is a consciousness, tremendous changed within me. We cannot act like a karmi anymore. Impossible. It's almost like it will be torture. So Lord Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalam Tuyam Jome Bhakta Prajachati Tadaham Bhakto Paritasnami Prajatatman. A simple way to think. Patram Pushpam, if one offers me leaf, flower, fruits, water, but of course the word bhakta is added there. Offers me with love and devotion, Prabhupada translate, I remember. So that means Krishna will accept it. All these ingredients with some feeling, some good intention, then Krishna will accept. Even in Ishopanishad, text number 5, we see that Tade jati, tannei jati, tad dure, tad antike. Bantike means that Krishna can walk, also he doesn't walk. The deity can be in the altar, also he can walk. Krishna is very far from my perception, also he is the nearest. That verse explained. That means that Krishna is far, he is also very close. So whether we are, when we are offering something to Krishna, and if we actually genuinely want to offer and say, my Lord, please accept this, then he's right there. He doesn't have to come from spiritual world. He's already came down in the deity form, and he will accept right then and there. So we can categorize our offering according to this purport Prabhupada gave. 3 ways. One is motivated way, one is pure offering, another is love saturated offering. So let's see what is motivated way. Motivated offering is when something is offered to Krishna with the idea that some material benefit will come in return. Well, I don't have to go to hell if I eat just by saying Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu. Prabhupada told Tatpar Maharaj he can do that, chant Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu. Because there was no offering facility in Barabajar, Calcutta. And he says, I'm alone, I just don't know what to do. Prabhupada said, you find bhutta, corn. Say yes. He said, take those and chant Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu, like this. So some people may imitate, actually they do, some people I heard. But here we are talking about motivated offering means, here Tatpar Maharaj was distributing books, so he's dedicated. There's a big difference. But here somebody may come to temple and bring some food, some grain, rice. They do. I see this every day in the temple, at least on the Sunday especially. A lot of Indians family, they bring. They are not yet surrendered, but they bring, they have some pious credit. So they bring rice, dal, all kinds of things, vegetable, fruits, and they offer. But we don't know their intention, but Krishna knows. So if they give some offering, make some offering with the intention, that intention we can see in two ways. Let's break down this because practically we see this. If it is done through the Guru Parampara, succession of Guru, just like a Deepdan for Kartik Brata, so many devotees also offer done. Now they are initiated and they believe Krishna will accept it. Yes, Krishna will accept it. Pure devotees are merciful. To elevate motivated devotees, they beseech Krishna to accept their meager offerings. In other words, it is the purity of the devotee in the Guru Parampara that transform the impure offering into pure offering. Because one devotee, many years back, I remember his challenge. He says, well, Krishna doesn't accept. The offerer, those are neophyte devotees. So I remember I was there and we were like trying not to defend ISKCON in a sense, but I was like in a neutral, like what is the proper way of understanding? I don't even understand properly. But then we dove into it and we prayed to Prabhupada. And it's all revealed, it's in the scriptures. I remember that it is not that we offer, we assist our Guru. It appears like I'm cooking. No, we're assisting our Guru. And then our Guru offered this to Prabhupada. Prabhupada offered to Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur. Anything they offer, Krishna will eat because they have so much love. So it is not by my offering, but my assisting to Prabhupada. Prabhupada is offering. Yes, Krishna will take. So this is one way of motivated offering will be purified. Even though I'm offering the lamp, I'm thinking, okay, I'll be liberated. Well, liberated is not a goal of life. But because I still have that motivation, it will be purified. Now let's look at the other side. As I mentioned, there's some Indian people come, they offer. If motivated person just makes an offering whimsically, however, not through Guru Parampara, most of them, they're not initiated. They just come. They have a motel business or this, that. Nice people, very nice, pious people. Then offering does not become prasadam, but remains prasadam. Yet, still such offering have value in the sense that person is thinking. At least from Jacksonville, he drove 2 hours, 1.5 hours, and offered this. I remember I spoke to this gentleman, very nice Gujarati gentleman, very wonderful person. But he said, well, I come every Sunday, I want to offer to Krishna. That consideration, that he's thinking, he wants to offer to Krishna. Krishna did say in Bhagavatam, Akama sarva kama va moksha kama udaradi tibrena bhakti yogena jayeto purusho para. Krishna did say that. In Bhagavatam it says, that without material desire, full of material desire, whether you have no material desire or you have a full of material desire or desire for liberation, in each case, you can still serve or engage in devotion, bhakti. What will happen? Krishna will accept your offering and your contamination will eventually disappear in one life or two life, but eventually Krishna, you will become pure devotee. So this is important to accept, understanding that. Of course, we chant, Jasya prasadat bhagavat prasado, Jasya aprasadat, no goti kutopi. Without the grace of spiritual master, one cannot make any advancement. That is true. Krishna won't accept something unless it is come through Guru Parampara. An interesting question may arise regarding congregation members or a new devotee who are not initiated, but who are making offerings. Are they offerings prasadam or prasadam? In this case, we should consider the potency of the disciplic succession. Disciplic succession is not restricted to initiated devotees. If someone receives an instruction from an authorized Vaishnava to offer food, then Krishna will accept their offering. One devotee told me, Balmiki Prabhu is a regional secretary in Russia, he's also sannyas candidate, good friend of mine, that they met a person, a family, Russian family in Siberia, that they make everyday cooking and offering to the Lord. They never met devotee. They only got the book of Prabhupada. And the man was scrutinizing the line of everything he's reading, and he's doing this with his whole family for almost 7 months until that they met a devotee. And he's very serious devotee now. Of course, he got initiated later. But question is, what about for him? Yes, Krishna will not reject their sincere approach, because such person, in effect, accepting the Guru Parampara, because he accepted Prabhupada's word through the book, even though they haven't got initiated. Will Krishna accept? If he would have died before he met a devotee, of course Krishna will accept, because he's following Prabhupada. Now we'll talk a little bit about what is pure offering. So we discussed what Prabhupada says in the purport, that contaminated offering. But ultimately, how we can see this Krishna consciousness movement is a very dynamic, beneficial to all the living beings right now in this planet, especially the human being. So the second type of offering, the pure offering, offering is the pure offering when devotee offers something to Krishna to please him. Devotee has no selfish motives. He only wants to please the Lord. Therefore, at home, he offers food to a picture, to a deity, to a shalogram shila. And in the temple, pure-hearted pujari try to please Gaur-Nitai, Radha Shyam Sundar, Krishna Balaram. But even in that category, there are two types of offering. I thought a lot about it, so we break down a little bit. Regulated and spontaneous, even amongst devotees. I won't say the name because they are all good friends of mine. But amongst them, there is some are regulated, some are spontaneous. The other also involves the devotee doing everything just right, but out of spontaneous attachment to the Lord. Such a devotee has a certain degree of affection. And the dominant thought is that one is one of obligation. I will do this because I have been instructed to by my guru and scriptures. What is it? Satkriya Sardipika. That book we have in the Pujari room, Archan Paddhati. Yet, by doing things according to Guru and Shastra, devotee awaken their natural attraction to Krishna and perform. We had a severe cold. There's a one Mataji, She gets up, she's there at 3 o'clock in the temple, and she doing all her things perfectly. This is dedication. This natural attraction. And you inquire and you find, you say, wow, amongst us, there's so nice, sincere, serious devotee. This affection is little different from the mature love, spiritual love, but it is genuine. Still, both these pure offering have to be made through Guru Parampara. The prasadam is also different in category. When we offer something to Krishna out of duty, he accepts it out of duty. We should remember that. You do something out of duty, Krishna also accepts it out of duty. He feels duty bound. In the Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, the famous verse, that Utsit Deva ime loka na kurjam karma chedaham Shankarasya chakartasyam upahanam ima praja. Krishna himself explained this sloka to Arjuna that if I have to do also my prescribed duty, Krishna also feels, and he said he does. If I don't do this, this world would be put into ruination. And I will feel guilty. Krishna expressed this. I would be the cause of creating unwanted population, and I would therefore destroy the peace of all living beings. So Krishna himself claims that if he does not follow rules, regulation, God is above, he does not need to follow, but Krishna feels obligated according to that sloka. And you read the purport Prabhupada gave, beautiful. Krishna is acting out of duty. Krishna considered that all the devotees who are surrendered to me, the one who is offering things to me with affection, is most dear to me. But consequently, Krishna reciprocates in kind. He responds with loving affection towards the devotee. Naturally, the question arises, are there different kinds of prasadam? And the answer then is yes. Krishna says, Je jathamam prapaddante. It is his word. He says, according to the quality and quantity of devotion with which one makes an offering to Krishna, that offering proportionately becomes prasadam. It is interesting, isn't it, to note down that devotee's ability to taste prasadam will also be in proportion to his or her ability to offer prasadam. In other words, devotee will taste the spiritual nature of prasadam in the same degree they are manifesting devotion in the offering. Just like I was talking other day with one devotee in New Orleans, that when Charnamrita had a salt and Prabhupada was not feeling comfortable and he was upset, he said, who has done this? Of course, that devotee came from little later. He said, I have done. He said, why you do this? He said, it's all Krishna's mercy. That's how she answered. Prabhupada said, that's not Krishna's mercy. Stupidity is not a mercy. So Prabhupada is giving us a beautiful guideline. We have to be careful also when we offer. Is the plate is clean? Is the place we are offering, is it clean? I mean, ask yourself, if you want to eat in a place, there's some smell of a stool or something dirty, in India road we saw sometime, it's like terrible. Then it is not a good, the place has to be clean. Temple room has to be clean. Even Mother Joshoda, make the room clean every day. She worshipped Narayan every day, she makes offering. And Krishna make a mess purposely. He's exhibiting that Lila, that how the material world they do. But Mother Yashoda gave all the rooms for the Lord very clean. Krishna's room, everything, even the deity room, every room very clean. And she has thousands of assistants to help that. But we also should adapt this here. It's very important. Okay. Now The time is running out. The third offering that I mentioned, the offering in love, pure love, pure love. The third kind of offering is that which is done with pure love. What does that means? When devotees come to the stage of loving devotion, Krishna directly accepts offerings from their hand. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita, I'm sure you are in Anta Lila, you already heard about Shuklambara Brahmachari in Madhya Lila. How Bhaktir Padartha Prabhu Kari Kari Khai. Kari Kari means snatch. He literally snatched from Shuklambara Brahmachari's hand. The rice was not cooked. Rice is not cooked. He just went to beg, but he's so emotional, is attached to Lord Chaitanya. He's crying while begging. Mahaprabhu, I'm sorry I could not offer you. I want to offer a luxury meal, and you are my object of love, but this is what I'm getting. But I'll try to wash it and make it beautiful. All of a sudden, he saw Nimai come from the back and snatch the rice and put in the mouth. And Shuklambara Brahman, don't eat this. This is not clean. It's not proper. I'm improperly offering. Mahaprabhu was so happy. He said, this tastes so good. Of course, we should not imitate that offer the raw rice like this Tandul Brahman. Nimai also was not favorable to improper offering. This is not improper. This is highest form of proper. Like a trans proper is more than improper. So then, like Tandul Brahman, he was offering every day. He's like a Mayavadi mixed Brahmana. He was showing his powerful attitude as a Brahman leader. So Nimai comes in his house one day. Oh, you are offering rice. He had no idea that this is Supreme Lord whom he is worshipping, offering. He said, I noticed that you are not offering cooked or nice clean. You're just offering some raw rice in a little bowl. Hey, God eat raw rice? And this Tandula Brahman is saying, Nimai, you teaching me how to offer? I'm a Brahmana, you're a son of Brahmana, you haven't learned all these things. He said, I'm just curious. Do you eat raw rice? Why are you asking this question? I'm just curious. I want to learn. He said, no, of course not. How do you eat? Oh, my wife cooks. And any vegetable? Of course, she makes 6, 7 preps, big meal we eat every day. But you don't offer those to God. You offer little raw rice and batasa, means some kind of can be sugar, can be something. And that's it, some raw rice. You don't eat raw rice. How can you think that God will eat? And the Tandula Brahman did not like Nimai's statement. He says, you are teaching me. You think God really eats? He went that far. He said, even if God eats, he has Lakshmi can cook for him. I don't think God eats. First of all, God doesn't have a form to eat. We just do it as a Brahmana rituals. Nimai did not like it. Mahaprabhu did not like it. Mahaprabhu says, your understanding, you think you are so big, you know everything, like a big elephant. But your intelligence towards the devotion is little, like a big elephant with a little brain. You should become an elephant. That scared that Brahmana, because he saw himself becoming an elephant. And of course, after third generation was delivered later on that elephant. So Mahaprabhu was establishing both points, that he snatched Suklambara Brahmachari's raw rice, which is not eatable, but he felt such a satisfaction. That was pure love offering. But Tandula Brahman, Mahaprabhu dismiss it. It is not even offered. Krishna doesn't accept those. So what's the difference? How is it that prasadam becomes spiritual or food becomes spiritual? The food looks the same before and after the offering. But what actually happens is that Krishna reciprocates with the devotion of the devotee by manifesting his internal potency, Sharup Shakti, Doivi Prakriti, internal potency, Ladini potency. How much? To the degree that devotee allows. By allows, I mean to the degree the devotee wants, to the degree that he manifests also the quality and quantity of devotional service. That's why in Jagannath Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tasted Jagannath Prasadam. He became overwhelmed by ecstatic taste of the Prasadam. He glorified Prasadam, could directly taste the saliva of Krishna's lotus lips mixed in with food. Mahaprabhu, one time when Pandas were trying to break his Ekadashi by offering grain prasadam, because Pandas still today they eat grain on Ekadashi day. We have to be careful. We don't want to be judgmental or sentimental. We should remain transcendental and not judge. But these are the statement that we hear. That Shiki Mahiti Rhodes, he used to be a calendar man, Panjika, writer for Jagannath Temple. He's one of the 3.5 intimate associate. He wrote this beautiful pastime, I remember long time back we read, that he went on glorifying, Mahaprabhu was glorifying. He glorified the Mahaprasadam so much, the Pandas fell asleep. And this way whole night passed. In the morning, Mahaprabhu says, wonderful glorification. Now sunrise, let's take bath and honor the Prasad. So before Mahaprasadam, Prabhupada also introduced Sarira Vidyajal. This is the longest verse in ISKCON, but everybody knows whether they understand the verse or not. They learn that verse very quick. It's the longest sloka I ever found, but everybody knows. Very sweet. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's ability to taste the potency of prasadam exceed that of the Brahmanas who offered it to Lord Jagannath. But still, that prasadam is Krishna's internal potency. It is non-different from Krishna, we should remember. It is dynamic. A loving devotee may taste more of the spiritual potency present in the prasadam than was originally manifest to the pujari who offered it. And Srila Prabhupada used to spend quality time every day. Srutakirti Prabhu even writes, the Prabhupada would like to be in a quiet and he would like really absorb while he's honoring the prasadam. You can become complete Krishna consciousness through that connection. So we'll end with this, that we may consider, like Prahlad Maharaj, Mirabai, a detrimental issue, or you can say some contradictory pastime that took place. In both cases, I was told that Mirabai also was offered poison, and Prahlad Maharaj was offered poison, and every Acharya gave a commentary even. Because both poison and nutritious food are part of the relativity of this material world. But when we offer something with love to Krishna, that Krishna's Satchidananda potency manifests in that food. In this way, poison becomes as much prasadam as pakora does. But key point Prabhupada made in the purport, if you look at it, that we have to first surrender before you make the offer. This is the key point between the other offering versus Guru Parampara initiated devotees offering. We should not think, however, that is offering, an offering is simply the prasadam or food we offer to Krishna. Devotee made their entire life as an offering. Krishna says, Jat karoshi, jasnasi, jat joshi, dadashi, jat dat chapaisrasi kunteya tat krishya madarpanam. Whatever you eat, make it as an offering. Krishna said like this. So ultimately, every breath a devotee takes is an offering. When devotees sleep, I mentioned this many times because there is practical utility. When you go to sleep, you need to think, my Lord, I cannot maintain this devotional service without taking care of this body. So please help this body to rest properly so I can serve you tomorrow better. Then sleep becomes an offering to the Lord. They are eating to maintain their body so they can remain healthy to serve Krishna. It's an offering to the Lord. When they receive anything, food, soap, money, whatever, it's all offering to Krishna. We should learn how to offer everything. When we rise early morning, first thing we do what? We offer obeisances. That is offering ourselves. We chant then Hare Krishna. 5 things I mentioned many times. That Prabhupada said, if you do these 5 things, Maya will not touch you. We chant Hare Krishna not to entertain, but as an offering to glorify Krishna. When someone lives like that, then one sense the act of making the offering becomes unnecessary, although devotees do it to set up the example. Because such devotees are always absorbed in doing everything for Krishna. Therefore, Krishna says, Jame Bhakta Prajachati. The bhakti is already there. Offering means, why you offering? Why you are listening today, Chaitanya Charitamrita? Why? Why you giving your oral reception? Why? That is offering. We are offering to Krishna. We just have to be aware. When we bow down, why do we bow down? Because we want to offering to Krishna. We honor prasadam to maintain this body that Krishna resides so I can serve. Everything is an offering. Bhakti is already there. Krishna is very eager to receive it. In fact, Krishna follows behind the devotees to accept their loving devotion every moment of the day. In every moment of their, every movement of their body, every thought they manifest in relation to the devotional service to him. Ultimately, this is what we aspire for. And this is what loving devotees do. They live for Krishna. Does everything they do become Krishna conscious? It becomes prasadam. The coward boys simply sit down with Krishna, eat from their lunch pack. They don't make an offering. You never hear, Bhagavatam says, they open their lunch bag. This is my mother made so good. Sometimes they taste first. So yummy. Of course, I'm requesting you, don't do this. It's not for imitation in the house. Let me eat first before I offer to the Lord. There's one group of people, they do, I heard in South India, I don't know. But Atmatattva Prabhu, many years back, 35 years back, he told me this story. There's one group. But that's not our process. But in Vrindavan, they do. The coward boy, they eat. Oh, this is so good, Krishna, you have to eat. They push it inside Krishna's mouth. Mother Joshoda does this every day. Oh, this is so good, tasty. It will build you muscle. What kind of talk with God? She wants muscle in the God because of her deep emotional love for this child, for the God who came as a child to reciprocate that. Yes, you will see I have a muscle growing. Just to reciprocate. She put it in the mouth. Krishna said, I already ate. No, you have to eat more. I want it to grow stronger. So like this. Then they may even bite off, the coward boy's story is never, that is what Krishna says, Jome Bhakta Prajachati. One who offers this with bhakti. What bhakti? They feel this. When you look at the sabji, wow, they look good. They smell so good. We must offer to Krishna. We're not smelling the cooking for our own sense gratification. No, it smells good. Krishna will like it. You have that feeling, conviction. The formality, technicality of offering is no longer relevant. because love saturates. What Krishna really wants is the love and devotion. And that's what Prabhupada put in the translation, if you look at that, love and devotion. That's all that actually interests him. Whether Mother Yashoda offers her breast milk, the gopis offer their body, the cows offer their milk, the cowherd boys wrestle, jump on Krishna's shoulder, everything becomes prasadam because everything is an offering of love. Our business in Krishna consciousness, therefore, is to live in this world of prasadam and thereby become prasadam ourselves. That is what Krishna concludes. There's a famous verse I always love, 4.24. Please read if you have time. Brahmarpanam Brahma Habir, Brahma Agno Brahmanahutam, Brahmanaiva Tena Gantibam, Brahma Karma Samadhina. When you are absorbed in Krishna consciousness, is sure to attain spiritual kingdom, Prabhupada writes. Why? Because your contribution to the spiritual activity, in which consumption is absolute, that which is offered is for the same spiritual value. There is, and this is eternal. What we practice in this is eternal. In spiritual world, there is no dirt. There is no dirt. There's no such thing called modes of material nature or dirt. But Mother Yashoda, every day she takes bath 2 times, whatever she needs. And she wear new dress, even though it's all Suddha Sattva, pure goodness, no dirt of this world ever touch. But she feels, I want to cook with a clean cloth, clean brushing mouth, clean face, tilak, everything like clean. This is love expression, not that anything is dirty there. In this world, yes, dirty is there. In this world is filled with dirt. So I'll end with this. A person who is fully absorbed in Krishna consciousness is sure to attain the spiritual kingdom because of his full contribution to spiritual activities. Srila Prabhupada in the purport, I'll end with that line, that when conscious reality manifests in the dead matter, it is spiritual. When part of the Brahman or spiritual, by the divine will of God, is covered by 3 modes, it becomes dead matter. That is the difference between spirit and matter. So whole transformation is, whole sadhana is how to become spiritualized. I am iron, now I'll have assume the quality of fire, then I'll act like a fire. So this is what the Mahaprabhu's relationship with Raghunath Das Goswami and the beautiful purport Prabhupada establishing this Prasadam Lila. And each verse goes, next verse, and then few purport are very nice. I hope you all can absorb and become more Krishna conscious than you are already Krishna conscious, you become more Krishna conscious. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Bhagavat Prasadam ki jai. If there is any reflection, contemplation, or questions, mothers, Prabhus.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much. It was very, very nice class. Thank you so much for all the instruction. Devotee, they have any question or comment?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you
Hare
so much
Krishna.
for fascinating class. Just one quick point for clarification. I just want to confirm that when people who offer demigods food, let's say they don't have conception of Krishna, the proper understanding. And so for the the demigod side, they are going to offer to Krishna because they are his devotees. But because the person doing the offering did not have the proper conception, even though the demigods will give it to Krishna or Vishnu, it cannot be considered prasadam. Is that correct understanding?
Actually, demigod does not offer unless you ask them to offer.
Okay.
Like if you come to my house, that doesn't mean you open the refrigerator and take some food out. You expect me to offer you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so similar way, when you go to demigod or go to someone, just like in our mantra, if you look at it, if you read the translation of the mantra of offering, actually we are inviting. We put a asana, we put a water, we put a table, we put the plate, we make sure everything clean, and we invite the Lord to come and sit and eat. Then he comes. It's not that just we make the table and put the plate and God going to eat. No, it does not. It is the invitation. It is our loving exchange that he reciprocates. So most of the people in the Bengal, West Bengal, that I know, they don't want demigod to, they're giving demigod to eat so they get benefit of material assets. They are not offering for Vishnu.
Mm-hmm.
So it never
okay.
become prasadam. It never become prasadam because they never ask, neither they know. And the demigod will do, they are just like a peon. If you don't put a stamp, peon will not deliver it to the person you want to deliver. They want you to put a stamp, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And then they will take your mail and deliver.
So I thought there was one point in that discussion where you were saying something like that. I thought I heard you say something like, about when the demigods will offer because they consider themselves, Krishna's devotee or Vishnu's devotee. So, and under what circumstances were you saying that the demigods would offer to Vishnu?
If you ask them, there are some instances that you can actually take shelter of a demigod. You can go to Shiva. Like the gopis, they took shelter of Shiva. We also we pray. But if you look at the mantra, let's see, if we remember, Bindavana Abunipate Jaya Soma Soma Mule. Soma means moon, one who holds the moon. Soma also means the Uma. Soma means husband of the Uma or Shiva. So there's twice mentioned. The Shiva one who holds the moon is also Soma Mule. Means that we are offering our obeisances to Lord Shiva. Oh, you are the gatekeeper of Radha Krishna's pastimes, Ras Lila. Please engage us, allows us to serve there. So this Gauriya Vaishnav, they offer like this. So we go to demigod if we need to, and we do. We offer to, Brahmaji is also demigod. He's our head of the Guru Parampara. But our intention is to serve the Supreme Lord.
Mm-hmm.
So then they take it. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. And also one other point about this prasadam is for confirmation that due to the different grades of consciousness of different devotees, there's different levels of love involved in offering. As you're saying, some is spontaneous love, some, just, because it's the instruction that we do. And so because there's different grades of consciousness involved in our offerings, I guess it's all prasadam, but is it true that the potency of the potency of the prasadam will vary according to the consciousness of the devotee who offered it? And therefore, when we take it, when we eat that or honor that prasadam, then its purificatory effects on us will also vary according to the different grades of prasadam. Is that correct understanding?
Yes. It's a good example. Sometimes if a devotee is very exalted, like Prabhupada, if you ever go to, I don't know if you went there, on the way to Mayapur from Calcutta, there's a place called near Santipur. There's a place, Mango Garden, where Prabhupada used to have a breakfast. Every time he would go to Calcutta or come back to Mayapur, he would stop there, his car, he would take breakfast. Some or other that place became, now ISKCON own it, we bought it, and we're building a temple. It's actually near Muslim village. But it was very interesting story that Prabhupada was honoring prasadam. All of a sudden, from his mouth, half bite, he took the other half and he threw in the back. And there was a dog, like about 150 feet. Some or other, it went right in the mouth of the dog. Now, how this happened is only Prabhupada knows and Krishna knows. And the dog probably came to know. Because the dog actually was like a shock. And there was a little village boy, some Muslim boys, the coward boys kind of. And they're like watching and they were like shocked that Maharaj, means Prabhupada, he threw this something from his mouth and it went inside the dog's mouth. Next week when Prabhupada was coming back, he stopped those boys and came and told that story. That Maharaj sent this prasadam inside the mouth of the dog. We saw it. Same day, within a half an hour, the dog died. Nobody knows. It's very mystery. So that's Prabhupada's mercy. Now, whether the dog understood or not, whether the dog had a consciousness developed or not, I don't know, but he got benefit for sure. 100% sure. Mystical. In our time, we see that. In our time.
Just a small detail. When Prabhupada threw the fruit in back of him, when he threw it in back of him, was he looking forward or was he looking at where he was throwing it?
Well, there is one sannyas. He was a sannyasi. He's a grihastha. He's an American body, Caucasian white body. Sadadananda Swami. He was our regional secretary. He's still there in Mayapur. Very dedicated devotee. He was there with Prabhupada. He said he does not. Sorry?
Sundana?
No, Satadanna Swami. I mean Satadanna Prabhu now. He's white American body. So he was there and he does not remember ever Prabhupada looked at in the back. They were not even aware, but they saw Prabhupada throw something and went into the dog. But the children were nearby. They saw it went inside the mouth of the dog. Dog generally has a village dog. They have and their mouth is like open kind of. They're breathing with the mouth open, with the tongue out, like that. That's very interesting.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mata. Any other, or we close?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Such a beautiful class, Prabhu. Thank you so much for enlightening on the topic of mainly its focus was on prasadam, how it is so auspicious because it is tasted by Krishna. It was so nice, Prabhu, how you are telling. Prabhupada was very nicely relishing each and everything of Krishna prasadam. Thank you, Prabhu. It was so nice. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mother.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Is there any question or comments from Prabhuji? Otherwise, we can end the call. Yes,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
Thank you. Hare
Thank
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vancha kalpa tarubhescha, kripa sindhubhye cha, patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Srila Prabhupada ki jai,
His
Gurudev
grace.
ki jai,
Jai.
Gaurata Vaishnavrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Everyone for
Thank you,
joining.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. Koti Koti Dandavat.